I was going to start asking you about the new album. One thing I noticed when I was listening to it is that it has, on some of the tracks, the saxophones, which I really liked in your 80s and stuff. Was that a conscious effort, or was that just the arrangement? Or
Wayne, Wayne, was the gentleman that did it for me. The arrangement, he knows where I'm coming from. He knows the kind of thing that I like. He knows, and I love brass, with all the bands, like people like Michael McDonald, when I work with him, he's got a great sax player and that kind of thing. But so I love that as well. So he knew that we took bass, and I wanted such a spinner because I was very conscious and nervous about doing those kind of songs because people have gone before me and I'm talking about iconic people that I've brought up with, like Nat King Cole. His daughter did, Natalie King Cole. Natalie Cole, sorry. She did too, and there's Ella Fitzgerald, there's Sarah Vaughan, and all these other, amazing artists, and their voices, to me, so pure. There's me. I think that I've got quite a harsh, hard voice. I don't really know what to say, but compared to their voices, but the spin that I tried to put on it and got Wayne to do was for me to do it my way, in my tone, and all this, because we're doing our things. But what he did and how he got me to do this stuff, and how I felt naturally that how I naturally would sing this stuff. I must admit, I'm quite pleased with it. I have to say, I'm quite pleased with it. So, like I said, I hope that people listen to it and think, well, it's kind of different for Jackie, but thinking, actually, this is not bad. Where did she get that song from? And then you go touch base with the internet, and then go to the original and say how different they probably are. The arrangements and stuff of the stuff is.
Well, there's some very famous tracks like "Someone to Watch Over Me." That's beautiful. It's a beautiful arrangement that you've recorded.
God bless.
Very
Wayne.
smooth and.
God bless. And some of that stuff as well. When I was researching and going to do it, I remember things like "Summertime." Now that's a Gershwin thing, and it was done for Porgy and Bess, right? You're aware that? Well, I thought, and it's a song that apparently has been covered over 25,000 times. Mine says 25,001. That's whatever it is, but it's been covered a lot.
Your version's very different to other versions.
Yes,
I've heard.
That's right.
A lot more upbeat and faster tempo.
Right. So so even if you're not thinking, oh no, I'm not into jazz, or I'm not into this, give it a listen and see what you think. Now, there's other tracks on it, like you said, "God Bless the Child" and all these kind of things are on there. "Good Morning Heartache" and so on. Now, a lot of that stuff as well, I knew I was more aware of in the 70s, because I went to see, my boyfriend and my hubby that is now, he's took me to the pictures to see Lady Sings the Blues. Okay, which was depicting Billie Holiday's life, and so a lot of that, some of that stuff, I'm thinking, I didn't. So because that was the writers and stuff that we were looking at first of all, and thinking, and I'm going, oh, he wrote this, and she wrote that, and yes. So then I thought, right. So the versions I knew and were aware of and grew up with were so different to probably what I've done. But like I said, he's put a lovely spin on it, and it's touching base with all sort of types of different genre of music. So there's even one track, "What a Little Moonlight Can Do," that's gone into like the reggae sort of side of thing, but old school, like the blue beat, that kind of thing, ska. And
in fact, that's quite interesting, because a couple of the tracks reminded me a bit of Jules Holland and his Rhythm and Blues Orchestra. And it was interesting, before we started recording this, that you mentioned Ruby Turner, who's performed with Jules Holland.
That's right.
And they did remind me of those kind of arrangements from his albums. And I really like that.
And you see, Wayne's an out-and-out, jazz fan, so he's put a hell of a spin on it. Between him and Kenny, they've put a real spin on things, and I really like. I'm going, can we do this? I was thinking about doing it more of a, whatever genre, this and that and the other. I'm thinking, can we do that? Will it be acceptable? Because I'm thinking, one part of me was saying I needed to stay traditional and true to, those kind of songs. But can we do that? We did. Well,
I think it's it's fantastic how you've managed to take well-established standards like Summertime and completely change it from all the... I mean, every cover I've heard is very, very similar until I heard yours.
Okay.
Because when I saw the name,
I
thought that's going to be quite a smooth, soothing.
And I haven't got that smooth kind of voice. I love them. I love those singers. I really desperately love, but I just don't have that kind of voice. And they've got this velvety voice, and and I just think, oh, I wish I could sing like that.
But you have got a very powerful voice, but also you can sing very subtly, like on tracks like Mated. That wasn't one where you belted out the tune.
Yeah, but, true. Oh, I forgot about that.
So you do have a versatile
What did I just say? Scrub that. I suppose, but I don't. When I do things, I never really listen to myself. So I wouldn't say I was a big fan of my voice. I just hope that I've been given a gift, okay, and with the songs that I've done, that people like what I've done to them, it makes them smile. Because initially when you first come out, especially back in the 80s, you may hear a record on the radio, and you don't know who this person is. Is played, and the next thing you know, you like it enough to go and buy the single or whatever it is. Then you'll see a picture maybe or something like that, and then you may see a little bit on top of the pops and so on, and then you may see a little live performance on top of the pops, but you still don't. And you might then hear an interview or something with the artists and so on, and think, oh, I quite like how they sound. They sound quite nice and so on. Then the next thing you know, if they like you enough, they come out and see you live on a tour. And then they get the hope, they come out, let's see, baby, you know what I mean? And then that's how they, hopefully, but they've already bought into, because initially it's the voice that they heard and the songs that they like and the melodies and stuff like that. So that's the first thing that captures people. But like I said, people have come out and they've hung out and they've, enjoyed, and for me, then that's a good day. If I can make somebody smile or, lift somebody's spirits somehow,
Is there going to be a tour promoting the new album?
I would think, yeah, they're definitely. So they're working on that in a minute. So watch the space. That's all I can say. I know I've been told about Australia as well. I'm supposed to be going over there somewhere along the line before the year's out to promote and so on. So yes, it's definitely coming, Chick.
And will that just be from the new album, or will you be doing your hits from the 80s and so on as well?
Now, this is another thing, because I didn't want to have that genre and that genre, because no matter what I do in life or whatever other things I start recording, I will always have to do my hits, okay? But I wanted to maybe be able to slot that amongst it all. So I would think so, and I think I can do that with the For Sentimental Reasons album. Because it's got that element that I can mix it in with the 80s stuff, and it will still work.
So would you do different arrangements of your main hits?
Something. Well, as the older I get, how long am I going to say "Set me free" and be jumping up and down, that kind of thing. But maybe there may be as you get older, artists they tend to go with their hits and do an unplugged version or something, an acoustic version, that kind of thing. Maybe in time to come, but at the moment I'm still rocking out on the original. Listen, it's feel good. When people come out and they're hearing these songs and stuff, it's feel good time, and I want them to feel good. Even with the new album, I think with the new album as well, it's got that feel good too. Even though the 1920s and 40s and stuff like that, the songs were really solemn, and really, if you hear the originals,